Hey guys, so this is how I make Minecraft thumbnails, and I think they look pretty good and it's pretty simple, so I'll show you guys how to do it. So the first step is you need your background image and your player image, so we're going to do that in Minecraft. So I made mine with RTX, you can see the Prisma RTX, and RTX makes it look better, but I'll show you how to do it, like what it looks like without RTX. Alright, so I turned off RTX. Um, I'm going to be taking my screenshots on the Hive because that's what like my content is about. Alright, so I'm on the Hive. You can do this on whatever world or server, whatever you want. You just have to be able to either have like replay mod, or on the Hive there's the replay cinema, or it's a little bit tricky, but you can just do it in like third person, but you can't get like the best angles. So I'm going to do it in replay cinema, and I've already played a game that I want to clip, so I'll show you that. Alright, so I found the section of the game that I want to take my screenshot of, and you can see I'm just kind of running, like swinging my sword, so that I kind of get like that action pose that's in the thumbnail. And so some tips for taking the actual screenshot: you're going to want your FOV at like not what you normally play at probably. I go down to like 40. I think 40 looks good. You can go down to 32 if you like that, but definitely don't have it at like 100. And obviously you're going to want to clear, so if you're on mobile, like turn off HUD or keyboard F1 so you can get rid of all that stuff. All right, so I found a spot that I think would look really good for the screenshot, and you can see my character ends up like running right towards the camera right there. I think that'll look good, but the only problem is on Hive Replay. This is only Hive Replay specific, but when you pause, you can see my character swinging the sword, but then it all just like disappears, and it's just like a standing still animation. So you just have to spam screenshot kind of and keep doing it until you get like one that's right in the movement or at the right time. So I'm going to do that. All right, so I got my screenshot, and you can see I got it like at the perfect time. It took about 10 tries, but I got it at like the perfect time where it looks pretty good. So now the next thing we need is a background for the sky, and you can either just go on Google and get like just search sky backgrounds or whatever, and those are fine. But I think it looks better if you take a screenshot of the Stellar Graphics pack. So this is made by Spark Sky, and it basically makes your Minecraft skies look like really, really nice. So I get this pack, I already have it, and I'll show you taking a screenshot of this pack. Alright, so I got the Stellar Graphics pack on a flat world, and I'll link this pack in the description. But make sure to set the clouds to single layer clouds. I think those look, actually, no, set them to double layer clouds. Those ones look the best in my opinion, but single layer or double layer, those are the two good options. Alright, so as you can see, the sky now looks like this. Like, this pack is just really cool, even not for making thumbnails. But all I'm going to do now is fly up high enough to like your render distance. You can't see the ground because we don't want to see that. And then we'll just take a screenshot. Alright, so we flew up high enough that there's no, you can't see the ground anymore. So now this is one where you do want your FOV kind of high. I turned mine up to like 100. Whoops. And so then just look right around. You want a little bit of like the empty space in your screenshot. So you just want it like half and half, clouds and just sky. And then take a screenshot of that. And those are the only things we're going to be getting from Minecraft. So now we can just go to the editing part. So now it's time to bring the screenshots into an editor. and I use Pixlr editor, but you can use any photo editor. You can use Photoshop, Photo P, which is free on Google. Anything that has like layers and just kind of like basic photo editing tools, you'll see. We don't really use any advanced features to make this. So you're just gonna create a new project, and the YouTube thumbnail size is 1280 by 720. So you want to make your image or your canvas that size, and then bring in the screenshots we just took. All right, so now that you got your screenshots in here, we got the main image and then the background. We're gonna want to like scale this to the size that we want for the thumbnail in the end, because we don't want the player to be this small, because the thumbnail is going to be like this big probably, what people see it on YouTube and stuff, and then you can't even see it. So just going to scale up until the player is a decent size. That looks pretty good. And I actually want to flip the player so that they're facing this direction. So I'm just going to flip the image, and now we can move it over here, and I think that looks a lot better. And so now what we need to do is cut out the player. So I'm going to just use this lasso tool and go along all the edges of the player skin and cut it all out. All right, so now I have the entire player selected. So I'm going to copy the selection and paste it. And now we have the player by themselves. So I'm just going to line this back up with that. All right, so the next step is to remove the background, like the sky, the original sky from the screenshot, because we want to replace it with this much better sky. So all I'm going to do is select this wand tool, and it will select everything of like the same color. So all the sky, and then got to select it and then delete it. There we go. So now, as you can see already, you can see the sky now through the background, and looks a lot better already. I'm gonna adjust the sky a little bit in the background so that it's higher up. If I can select it, just want to make it like that, and I think that looks a little bit better. And so now all I'm gonna do is go back to the player, because the player kind of blends in right now with the background. There's like the blue diamond armor and the blue background. So I'm going to do a filter, and I'm just going to do a outer glow, and I'm going to do it in black at size 10, feather 100%, and opacity we'll do 70%. Click apply, and now you can see there's a slight like black line around the outside, but even though it seems kind of obnoxious there, when you zoom out, you don't even see it, but it makes the player stand out more across the background. And another thing you might notice is there's kind of like from when we cut it out, there's still a little bit left over. It doesn't look the best on the edges. So a way you can fix that is if you do filter, inner glow. So now it's going to go on the inside, and you want to do this one black, size 2, maybe 3. You want to see like all that white lines along the edges disappear. So looks like 2 does that. And then feather, 50% is fine, opacity 100%. And so now that looks way better. And next, I'm gonna blur the whole background because it's a little bit too like busy still. It's kind of hard to see the player when you zoom out. It's not as obvious. So all I'm gonna do is merge these two, the background and the screenshot, and then select blur and just paint a blur over the whole background, and you can already see it's going to make it look way better. All right, so now the player stands out even more. And so the last thing to do is add the text. So there's this tool called Blockbench, and it's on Google, so you don't even have to get the software. And you're going to want this plugin, so you're going to click File, Plugins, and then over here there's going to be a list of them. And usually at the top there's Minecraft Title Generator, but you want to find this, and then over here click Install. I've already installed it. So then once you've installed it, you're going to go to File, New, and Minecraft Title. And then for the video, we're doing how as the first piece of text, and I'm going to do, you can choose any of these options. This is like the font. I'll do the Minecraft 5 bold, and then click next. And texture, there's all of these to make it look however you want. I like the gradients for this, so I'm just going to do a nice red gradient like that. And then you can add like highlights. There's a whole bunch of decorative stuff you can do, but I think that looks good, so I'm just going to click finish. So now we have that, but I want to add how to. So if you want it to be like 2 layers, so text up here and then text down here, you have to do it as separate pieces. So next, 2, and it will save your previous colors. So you can just click finish. And now these little arrows here let you move it up and down. So I'm just going to move it down below that. And that looks about good. So now to get the picture, you're going to click up here, render, and you can turn it however you want. And however you turn it, this is what the picture is going to be. So I'm going to get it right about there. And then just click this camera button. And now you have your rendered Minecraft text, which looks pretty cool. So now you're going to click Save Render, and it's going to save it as a picture. And you're going to click, and you're going to put it onto here. So now we have our Minecraft text. And now you can just shrink this down and line it up on your image. And it looks pretty good. So yeah, that's how you make it. That's how you make the Minecraft thumbnail. And then the only other thing I do is at the end, this kind of looks, it doesn't pop as much. And if you want this to look even better, I'd flatten the image so it's all just like one image. There's no layers anymore. And I would adjust the saturation and just turn it up a whole bunch. On here, I do 45. I think 45 to 50 looks good. And so, as you can see, you zoom out, everything stands out. The how-to stands out. The player stands out, and just looks like a pretty good thumbnail. And I'll show you what this would look like if you did it with RTX to compare, because RTX makes it look a decent bit better, but it's not a huge difference, and you don't need it. All right, so here is the non-RTX thumbnail, and they're slightly different because I couldn't get the exact same character position with the screenshot. But this one has RTX, and you can see it looks a little bit better. It has the shadow down here is not just a circle. It's like actually the player's shadow, and it's accurate. It's a little bit brighter. There's shadows on the skin and stuff, but a YouTube thumbnail, you won't even really see that. And this one still looks really good. So if you guys like that thumbnail, I have this thumbnail, and I'll make a tutorial how to make this more advanced thumbnail if this video gets to 100 likes. So if this video gets to 100 likes, I'll make a tutorial on how to make this Hive, Bed Wars, and Sky Wars thumbnail. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like and sub, and I'll see you next time.